Hi everybody, Craig Greenwood here again on another beautiful day here in Taupo. It is the 24th of April and I hope everybody out there is doing really well. I've got a few ideas coming up, some other videos I'm working on at the moment, but this one is really just I'm getting a lot of inquiries from people and normally just messaging me direct, which is fine, about they really wrote about their houses and what they should do as far as if they were planning to sell or in the coming year and stuff. So I'm going to try and answer that today. It's going to be very short and then we'll get on some longer topics in the next couple of days. So again, shout out for those who are watching, and we've got people in Canada, Sean, family over there, perfect, and all around the place. So I'm getting a lot of feedback, which is really encouraging. Look, the economy and the house prices in the future, unfortunately, is not going to be nice. And with the questions that we're being asked now is to what should I do with my house? And I guess it really depends on where you are in your situation. That if you weren't planning to sell your house, if you were planning to stay there for the next 5+ years, then it doesn't really matter. I mean, you just stay what you are, do what you do, and everything should work out, so long as you're not too much in debt, hopefully. But if you were planning to sell your house and you were planning to sell your house within the next year for some reason, or if you had a house or a spare house, a rental, or whatever, that you didn't know what to do with, you weren't sure what to do with, and you were thinking of maybe changing stuff, if you are contemplating doing that, then if you want to sell it, then you have to sell it in the next 6 months, because after that prices are going to get a lot worse. So you've got a small window of opportunity in order to, if you were thinking of cashing up, to get out, and you want to do that as quick as you can before the reality sets into most people that house prices are going to drop like a stone. So my advice to you is get out as quick as you can. Unfortunately, with a house, of course, unlike a stock or a bond or share or whatever, it does take a while to sell, and you have to plan it and you have to get out there. But there will be people out there in the next few months that think a small drop in price is a bargain, and they will buy. And so if you get that, and you want to sell, go ahead. Obviously, banks are going to be. It's going to be way harder to get a loan from a bank now. Banks are going to be a lot more cautious who they lend money to, what percentage of security you've got in your house, all that kind of stuff, equity. So yeah, I mean, it's a hard one. I see they've changed the lending ratio the other day. The reason they did that mainly is to stop banks getting into scenarios where, through no fault of anybody's, suddenly your lending to borrowing ratio is beyond what they consider to be safe, and then they would have to obviously ask you to put some more money in or sell your house. So to stop that happening, they've changed the ratios to make it look like that everything's still fine, of course, which it's not. So them changing the ratios is not good news. It's bad news, because that just means things are getting worse. They can see what's coming, and in order to safeguard their legal requirements and everything else, they've changed the rules to make it fit the economy, if you like. So yeah, some tough times coming out there, but again, opportunity for those of you who are looking to buy property. There's going to be some great opportunities in the next year to two. Especially one of the things that I've been asked too is commercial versus residential. What's the difference, and how is it prices are going to affect? Generally throughout history, when you get a collapse in real estate prices, and of course this time it's going to be all the prices of everything, but real estate included, is that residential prices still have a little bit of emotion tied up with it. So therefore people will buy a house, not obviously what it can earn in rent or whatever, but of the location where it is, the nice view, them seeing themselves living there for the next 5, 10, 20 years, whatever. Whereas commercial property is purely done on economics. What can you get for your rent, the yield with that, and everything else. So commercial property generally will fall faster and harder than residential. In Japan, when they had the big crash in the late 1900s, almost 2000, some of their commercial property dropped over 95%. It sounds amazing, but that's what it did, and some of them haven't recovered yet. So commercial can just drop like a stone, more so than residential. And I think residential is going to be bad, but commercial is going to be a lot worse. So again, commercial is a percentage of the amount of rent you can get from it, and if you can't get any rent, technically your property is almost worthless. So you'll see that scenario. So just something to consider, and thanks a lot for your comments. I'm going to probably do another one next day or so on something else, I think another topic again. But if you want to subscribe, like, share, do that. This is a little kitten here. Caitlin's got a new little kitten for the lockdown, so this kitten's been going everywhere like a dog. won't leave us alone, which is quite a hard case. So I trust you're all doing well out there. Only another week and we go to level 3, which is fantastic. We're looking to get some staff coming back here so we can start doing some other stuff in preparation to go to level 2, which means we can actually open and do some work, which will be fantastic for everybody in the economy. What I'd encourage everybody to do though out there throughout all New Zealand is that we need to support our local businesses wherever we can. Everybody's going to be finding it so tough. So when things do start to open, please, if you can support your local business by buying stuff locally, go out and get some food, all that kind of stuff. They're going to desperately need your money, and we need to share that kind of money around. And try not to, obviously it's very easy to go buy online out of town, but really you want to try and help your town first. So if you can do that, think of your local businesses and help them out, and I'm sure they'll do the same to you. And that just makes the money go around, which makes everything go, which at the moment, of course, we've got no money going around and everything just stagnated. Okay, so until next time, we'll look forward to seeing you then. Stay strong, be strong out there, and some great opportunities coming. Make sure you get your financial situation in order so that if the worst thing happens to you, you lose your job, your partner loses their job as well, whatever, you have some savings, some stuff that you can fall back on. So you need to make sure that you are not relying on your wages to keep you going week to week. You need to have a better backup than that. There's a good opportunity to start looking at stuff that you haven't used for a while in your garage or whatever. Those extra cycles and machines that no one ever uses but always buys, all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you wanted to, you could start selling some of that stuff online, Trade Me, whatever. Just make sure that you have some cash flow or some money put aside to tide you over for 3 or 4 to 6 months is pretty much what everybody should be doing now. If you can't do that or haven't got that, you need to seriously think how you can, because that's what you want to do to save yourself. All right, so until next time, you have a great day out there, and we'll catch up soon. Bye-bye.